And good morning from Mount Ascutney State Park. It's my first full day here. Things are still pretty soggy. I was driving in some heavy rain yesterday, but I'm settled in now here. You can see it's a nice view from out here though. Got lots of fall foliage color and everything else. And the real downside to this site, just beyond those trees, is Interstate 91. You can actually hear the highway very easily here. It's a little noisier than I'd like. You can see my scooter is safely under the overhang here, as it was still raining pretty good when we got here. I've got my dishwashing station over here, and all Veneer's set up as usual. I found my 220 watt solar panels that I was bringing prior to buying the 100 watt panel, so I brought those along too and hooked them up to the system. Every extra little charging current helps. Got the weather station set up and everything. As usual, it's kind of a mess, but it's where I slept last night. We're up to 48 degrees. Inside the lean-to, I've got my kitchen set up over here. As usual for me, messy. You can see the temperature in the cooler is about 35 degrees, right where it should be, with the cooler and dishes and things like that. And a stockpile of firewood that I bought when I first got here. Burnt up quite a bit of it. It's the cover for the scooter there, but burnt up quite a bit of it, but I still got quite a bit left too, so. And behind me we got my facilities, little private facilities. And that's pretty much what we've got here. I think it's a pretty nice setup here, and I think it's going to work out well. And yes, as usual, we got our AC powered light strings all strung up. You'll see those later on in the evening, since the sun's setting around 6 o'clock or so now. Darkness comes early. So outside of the rain and the noise of the highway, I think this is going to be a nice little trip. This will be the perfect breakfast for a cool fall morning. Eggnog French toast. I've actually got eggs and eggnog in here, plus some vanilla extract. Dip the bread in there and cook it in the frying pan. It's already heated up and everything, ready to go. Let's see how it comes out. Here's the finished result of my eggnog French toast. Should be a good breakfast. Need some maple syrup and we'll be good to go. Here's something else I'm trying for this trip. Problem with the drip coffee maker, as I found, is that unlike an electric one where you can leave it on and keep the coffee warm, I have to shut the gas off after it's done brewing. Which means when I get to a second cup of coffee, it gets kind of cold. So I took the extra coffee that was in the pot and poured it into this thermos to try and keep it warm here. So let's see how this works out. Beautiful. There's still steam coming out of the coffee. Now, the fun part's going to be pouring this into that cup. Let's see how it does. Yeah, that's no problem there. Look at that. Second cup of coffee and it's still hot. A little bit more for later if I feel like having a little bit more coffee. Absolutely perfect. Right now my adventure is to explore the campground. A little bit later I'm going to take the bike out and head up the mountain. Little babbling brook right through the middle of the campground here. Of course flowing a lot better yesterday during the rain, but still a pretty thing to see. I enjoyed driving by it when it was coming in and everything. Now this is apparently the older side of the campground. Apparently sites 1 through 18 were part of the original build from the CCC, whereas the other side that I'm actually camping in is a newer side where they got all the lean-tos and stuff. At least that's how I understand it. Yeah, these would be nice little campsites if the street wasn't right back there. Okay, so this is site 7. This is the site I had originally reserved, and then I changed my mind and went for that lean-to, which I'm glad I did. This would not have worked out. Apparently you can't drive into the site, even though it shows it like you can on the map, you can't. This is what I found out after I made the reservation. You can only park up to as far as this post here. It means I would have had to have my truck parked on the slope here. My trailer behind it just would not have worked. Nice little site though, but wouldn't work for me. It's really somebody staying in their tent. And then I also would have had people passing through to get to Site 6 over here. Kind of a neat little setup, though. I wanted to come back here and do some tent camping. I might consider this site. It is Site 6. If it wasn't for the street right there, this would be an awesome site. But the street kind of ruins it, unfortunately. I also wish I had one of those fireplaces like some of the other sites have. But, oh, continuing onward. This is Site 18. Another one that you got to walk into. Well, looks like quite the trail too. This one might actually be the most quiet one of the bunch. If I was to come back to this campground here, I'd want to come back in warmer weather and tent camp up in this one maybe. We'll see. Yeah. Still no good. Alright. We'll see the road. Still gonna be noisy here. Nice site though. One thing I do like about this campground is they leave these logs here. I'm pretty certain these are set up here for log splitting. Like a splitting axe, you can split your wood right on it. Almost every site has one in this campground. It's neat. Mine included. So I like that feature. Wish more campgrounds would do stuff like that. Well, here I am back at the campsite. Had a nice little explore of the campground. And now it's time to head up the mountain. I'm going to take the scooter up. We're going to go for a little bit of a ride up there. My scooter's third mountain trip. It's been up Cadillac Mountain, and it's been up Mount Greylock. In fact, it started the first camping trip of the season was bringing it up Mount Greylock. Last camping trip of the season is going to be bringing it up Mount Ascutney. It's a perfect combination. So, it should be a lot of fun. Well, getting close to the summit here. We're actually at a scenic overlook here. 2.5 miles up the road here. I found something rather curious. The ham radio operator in me really wants to know what this is. 3 antennas aimed in different directions. And determine if these are 2-meter beams or if this is some commercial frequency. Very curious. A little solar panel on it. So whatever it is, it's off the grid. It's got a solar powered. It's got a box down there that's locked. No sign explaining what it is, which is unfortunate. I'm just curious. Scooter's doing well. Slowly making its way up the mountain. I'll have to fly my drone up here, but it's too close to a couple high-power television transmitting sites, so probably not a good site for that. Oh, boy, what a beautiful view up here. Absolutely amazing view. All the color. I'm walking the last stretch up to the summit here. It's about 7/10 of a mile to the summit, so we'll see. It's like it might be a pretty steep climb at the end, though. Oh, I guess this is Castle Rock. An interesting place. Very nice view here. Whew. Yep, got my workout for today, that's for sure. And I'm not up to the summit yet. I'm on the observation tower, made it up to the summit. Some amazing views here. I'll show you those in just a moment. I think these TV antenna stations behind me and everything else, so great seeing things to see up here. Here's a view from the summit. Amazing views up here, but you know. Back down to the scooter again here. This is quite muddy. Well, all the rain we got yesterday, though, I'm not surprised. Or it's usually a lot drier than this, but we needed the rain, so I'm not going to complain. Kind of a slippery slope here. Okay, so that was a fun trip. Made it back to the campsite safely. Had a good time up there. Not sure how much my scooter was enjoying the ride down. I was riding the brakes a little bit more than I probably should have, but it did okay with it. It's back safely, as you can see up here. Parked over there right now, just resting a bit. After that, a little adventure. Tomorrow I'll hopefully take it out there and fly the drone for a bit. But anyway, I'm back at the campsite. I'm about to start making some dinner here. Goal tonight is I'm actually going to do some fire pit baked chicken. I got a couple chicken thighs. I'm going to put them in my cast iron frying pan and keep it off the heat enough till it will bake and not fry. So let's see how it works out. This is another experimental dinner. So let's see what happens. First, we got to get the fire pit going. This is an awesome little fire pit here too. Nice stone fire pit here. A fireplace, really. Big metal surface to cook on. So I'm going to have some fun with this fireplace. And first step is done. You get the fire started. Next step is to start preparing the chicken. Chicken being prepped over here. We put a coating of oil in the bottom of the pan first. Get things started. And we'll add the chicken to it next. Okay, we've added the chicken thighs. So we've added the onions and Italian seasonings. And the fire's going. Really well, in fact. Maybe a little too well. But get that on there and we'll start the cooking process. So I'm actually going to get the cover. Get the cover on. And we get it on the fire and get it started. It might be a little too high for the job at the moment though, so I might want to add my little shelf onto it to get it up a bit higher. So I think I'm going to do that. Right, the cooking process has begun. Might actually want to knock that boards down a bit here to hold the fire a little bit more because it may be even still too high. Alright, nice warm fire tonight. It's easier to start today because it wasn't raining. We got the fire pit working overtime here, making the entire dinner on here. So, pan, got the chicken cooking. Over here we got my carrots heating up, and that's just water in there, but that's going to be for making up the instant mashed potatoes. Tonight's dinner will be entirely cooked on the fire pit. Should be good. I'm looking forward to trying it out. I'm going to say the chicken looks to be just about done. A couple more minutes there to make sure that side of it gets browned a bit. I'm waiting for the water to heat up. It's taking its time. It's just about ready too. So I'll take the chicken out of the cast iron pan in a moment, and then we'll pour the gravy in and heat that up in there. Turns out the back of the fireplace here is actually a good working spot, other than the smoke coming up in my face. Take the cover off. And I'm going to call this chicken done. It's well cooked now. Okay, I got a jar of Bell's gravy chicken, flavored. Not sure what that means, but anyway. Mix that in with all the grease and that I cooked the chicken in. Yeah, it's a lot of gravy for one person, but I love gravy. Stir that up a bit. A little too greasy. But that's okay. We have gravy. Let's get that into this pan over here, which I'm going to have to put the camera down to do. And dinner should be good. We have a completed dinner here. We got roasted chicken, mashed potatoes, corn. Oh, I wish I was corn. Yeah, carrots. I wish, but I was out of corn. Corn would have been better. And we've got very oily gravy. So, should be a good dinner tonight. This brings today's adventures to an end. Anyway, if you're enjoying these videos there, please feel free to subscribe to my channel here. I have a lot of fun with it, and hopefully we'll continue these videos here. This will be, unfortunately, my last trip for this season, but my next season starts in January, so it's only going to be a couple of months or so for the next round of videos and that stuff. But I'll be posting a series of videos coming up here with my snowmobile and things like that, getting that ready, so stay tuned for that. But anyway, do subscribe if you haven't, and do share. Let other people know about this channel. Anyway, with that, look forward to getting the next video out. good night, everybody. And then I'm going to go up to the summit there and check that area out. So I lost my choo-choo train of thought.